Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about home IPL devices and why I really think you should opt for them over going to a beauty parlour to get your IPL treatments done. So the IPL device that I have over here is the Philips Lumea Essential model number SC1996/70, and I've been using this for over 2 years now. So in this video, I want to discuss the results that I have gotten with my IPL device and why I really think that it is not worth going to salons to do your IPL treatments. But first of all, let's start with what is IPL? And IPL stands for Intense Pulse Light. So basically, the device will emit a pulse of light that targets your hair follicles so that your hair follicles gets damaged. So your hair growth will be finer and eventually more and more sparse until it is permanently gone. However, this form of hair removal is considered semi-permanent and not permanent because home devices as well as IPL treatments done in beauty parlours or in dermatologist clinics may not be 100% effective at removing all the hair. And actually in the beauty parlours or at home, the process is pretty similar. So the first thing to do is to make sure that you shave off the part of your skin that you want to zap. So for example, if I wanted to remove the hair on my arm, I want to make sure that the entire area is completely shaved. So I don't want any stubble, and that just makes it easier for the light to reach the root of your hair. So I'm just going to demonstrate on this area with this device. So this particular device has 5 intensity settings. Generally, I use number 5 for my body, but for this demonstration, I'm just going to put it at 1 because it gets pretty noisy. So I think you can kind of hear it like a vacuum cleaner. So what I'll do is you just place the device here, and if your skin tone is a suitable color, the back of the device will light up to let you know that it has detected that your skin tone is safe to use. So then you just press the button and a pulse of light will be emitted. So for this particular device, there is a slide and glide function. So basically you can just press and hold and it glides through your entire arm. And basically that is it. After you're done, you can just keep the machine. In the beauty parlors, generally they will put a cooling gel over your skin. So for me, generally I don't do it because my skin doesn't actually feel that irritated after doing it for so long. So now I just want to give you guys an overview of the particular product that I have, and like I mentioned earlier, this product is from Philips. However, this model has been discontinued. There are newer versions of this model of the device, and I think the newer versions have slightly more features and also work on a greater variety of skin tones. So the darker skin tones can also use the newer models. Generally for IPL devices, it is recommended to use on fairer skin with dark hair so that the IPL device is able to just target the hairs. However, this is the one that I have been using for the past 2 years, so I'm going to share just more about this. So basically this has 5 energy settings. So with each energy setting, it gets more and more painful. So for most people, I think IPL is tolerable, but it is not a pain-free or it's not a comfortable or painless experience. So for this device, if you are using up to 5, it can actually hurt quite a bit, and the device gets hotter as you go along. The more you use it, it actually gets more and more painful, and after a while, what I like to do is I'll either let the machine rest for a while before I use it on other parts, or I will take a cold towel and just place it on the plastic over here so that it's not super hot. So I have been using this device for about 2 years now, and I must say that I've really been enjoying the results. So for this device, you can use it on your face and you can also use it on your body. Generally, I use it on my body, and the specific areas are my underarms, my legs, as well as my bikini area. And each of the areas have a varying degree of success, I would say. So the area that has been the most effective for me are actually my legs. And I don't know if you can see, but my legs are now pretty hairless, even though my legs have a lot of injuries, but they're pretty hairless. And I don't even use the IPL device consistently on my legs because my legs just take a lot of time, and it just gets very boring sitting there and trying to cover all the areas. But despite not using it consistently, I actually see the most results. The hair growth is slower and it's more sparse. There are a lot of big patches on my legs that are totally hairless now, hair doesn't even grow back. And I think that's because the hair on my legs are pretty fine, so the device actually has done a really good job getting rid of the hair. And I think after using this for a few more times, my legs may be permanently clear of hair. The other more successful part are my underarms, and I must say that my underarms, like 90%, 90 to 95% of the original amount of hair is now gone permanently. So even when I don't shave, there isn't much growth. The hair that still does continue to grow is much thinner than it used to be, and also it's not as noticeable. So even if I don't shave, you can't really tell that it's there unless you're looking really close. The last area which has seen the least success, and I would say only about maybe 50% effectiveness, is my bikini area, and I think it's because the hair there is generally coarser. It's the area that I use it, I think, the most consistently, and yet I see the least results. Generally, I'm very happy with the results that this has given me. Another thing is that, you know, after you shave your underarm, sometimes you get that like shadow, even though there's no hair, there's that dark shadow. After using this, I do not have any dark shadows under my underarms, which is really great. I would rate this as 7 out of 10 for the price you pay. Is actually pretty worth it. And that brings me to the next point. What is the price of this device? So this device doesn't come cheap. On Philips' official website, this costs about $700. And I know that sounds like a huge amount to a lot of people, including me. Like, you look at the price, you're like, ah! And you have to do it yourself, so you're like, ah! But let me tell you, it is really worth the money for the amount of hair that you can remove. So I have my laptop in front of me, and I have here the prices of very popular IPL beauty parlors in Singapore. So let's look at the first one. The first one is the Sumo Labo, and this one is pretty famous, I think, because Xia Xue is the spokesperson. So looking at their website, they actually divide your body areas into mini areas, classic areas, and exclusive areas. And this is very common for a lot of beauty parlors. That's what they tend to do, is to divide the small, medium, and large areas, and each area will be assigned a different price. So over here, the mini areas is $38, classic areas, which is $68, exclusive areas $88, V line, I line, O line, and they actually divide the Brazilian area into 3 areas. So each area is $88. So you imagine that's very expensive. Yeah, so if you can imagine, this is only per session. Generally for IPL, you need to do it at least 6 to 12 sessions to see results. So can you imagine just your one area, let's say you just want to do your lower legs, is $88 per session. So you have to do it at least 12 times. That's going to cost you like, okay, my math's pretty bad. What is 12 times 88? 1,000? It's almost $1,000. It's almost $1,000. Guys, it is over $1,000 just for your lower legs if you do 12 sessions. So usually this type of beauty parlors, they also come with packages. So let's just look at their packages for the monthly plan. Now they have full body package, which is 22 areas. So if you're going to do your entire body, it is $498 monthly, which is $500 per month. So that means by the end of your 12 sessions, you have spent $6,000 on your entire body, right? $6,000. It's 10 times more expensive than just buying the device. So yes, I think you get my point. Another very popular option is Japan IPL. And Japan IPL doesn't sell packages, they only charge by per shot. Every shot is $198. So here they show the illustration of how many shots you will need. So again, if you were just to do your lower legs, you need 100 to 180 per leg. So assuming it's about $2, it will cost you, it will be $360 per leg for your lower leg, and this is only your lower leg. It will be $360 per leg each time. So if you're doing 2 legs, it will be almost $600 each time you do. So these are just the 2 more well-known ones. If you go on Faith, you can find a lot of beauty parlors that are advertising cheap IPL or unlimited IPL. And let me tell you, I have a very bad experience going to these type of places. First of all, they are very pushy in selling their packages. One thing I can understand is because you need money, so you need to sell the packages, but they always promise things that they cannot deliver, and that's one thing that I really cannot stand. For people, especially if you're not really familiar with the process and you're looking for them to give you some kind of idea of how it's going to work, and the kind of explain some of the science behind it. A lot of these places, they're going to give you a lot of false information. They're going to explain with a lot of pseudoscience, and they're going to push their package on you whether or not you need it. So that's one thing that I don't like about going to a lot of these beauty parlors. across Singapore, and let me tell you, across Singapore is super common. I don't know why they are so unregulated. Another thing about going to beauty parlors is that you don't know how effective their machine is going to be on you. You don't know if they're using their lower setting on you so that you keep on going back. That's one thing that I know some of the beauty parlors they do. And if you trust these people to give you accurate information, sometimes you may really get misled by them. And I know I was when I was younger. So as much as I can now, I always make sure to do all my research online before I go for any of these beauty treatments. The whole beauty treatment scene in Singapore, I tell you, is just terrible. It's always pressurizing, always stressful. It's never a good experience. It's always like people standing around you and being like, you know, we really want to do this because it's in your interest. All our staff, you know, we pull together our discount so that you can get a cheaper package, and they will just come up with all kinds of stupid stories to make you buy. And I tell you, the worst place that I've ever been to is Tokyo Bus Express. I went there because I wanted to get rid of my armpit fat, which is a story for another day. But a lot of these places have the same sales tactic. One thing to note is that these packages are not guaranteed. So even if after you may go for a package and do it like, so even after going for like maybe the 12 treatments, you may realize that why is my hair still growing back, or there's hardly a difference. They are not going to refund you. They are not going to be like, oh, let's, you know, keep doing because we promise results. No, they're just going to tell you, maybe you should upgrade, or maybe you should expand your package, maybe your hair is something to do with your hair. Again, it may be something to do with your hair, I do not know. Results for IPL generally differs from people to people. But I am very sure a lot of them are just asking you to extend because they didn't use the correct setting. But one of the good things about going there is really that their machines are more powerful than the home devices, and I think this is just for safety reasons. If you go to a trained person, they should be able to handle a machine that is much more powerful. So for hairs that are very stubborn, you really may need a machine that is much more powerful. But rather than going to a beauty parlor to do it, I would suggest go straight to the dermatologist. A lot of dermatologists actually also do offer IPL services, and they may be able to advise you, and I generally just trust their opinion a little bit more because, you know, they generally have to be certified, they need to know what they're talking about, and if they are spewing false information to you, they can be held accountable. So if you really feel like you would rather go to a professional to do it, then maybe opt for a dermatologist rather than opting for a beauty parlor. And even if you do opt for a beauty parlor, make sure you read the reviews. So like I mentioned just now, there are some parts of my hair that are still growing, and I think this has kind of reached its peak. It's been 2 years since I'm using this. The remaining hairs, I think I will still have to get it professionally removed. But why I still suggest using this is because it has already helped reduce quite a significant amount of hair. So your costs from doing the professional IPL treatments are also significantly cut down. So given all the factors, I would say that I really think that using a home IPL device is a fantastic idea if you are looking to remove your hair permanently. It's really cost effective as compared to going to any other treatments outside. So that's all for my review. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!